Hi guys, I'm so glad you could join me today. Today is another one of our little Get Real talks. We are going to be talking about invisible illness. Alright, so what is an invisible illness? An invisible illness is anything that afflicts a person that can't be seen on the outside easily. Depression is an invisible illness, and fibromyalgia, which is something I deal with. I actually think doctors think I may have been misdiagnosed with fibromyalgia and want me to be tested for MS, which is also an invisible illness. There are lots of invisible illnesses out there, but just because you don't look sick doesn't mean you're not. A lot of people deal with this, and I want to point out two very important things. One, it's not a stigma. It is something that millions of people deal with all the time, every day, day in, day out. It never gets better. You're not alone. There are plenty of people here who understand, and I'm one of them. So never feel alone. You're not alone if you're going through this. It can be mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausting and totally debilitating. It's really hard when you know you are fighting every day just to do your regular stuff, if you can manage to do your regular stuff every day. And then the one thing that bothers me the most is the term hypochondriac, because you're hurting head to toe, so you must be hypochondriac. You're always feeling something's not right, so it's got to be hypochondriac. There are plenty of people out there who are hypochondriacs, I will give you that, but there's also plenty of people out there just like me who deal with invisible illnesses every day. Exhaustion, fatigue, pain. It's real, the struggle's real, the fight's real, and you can't give up. And if you love someone who's going through it, please don't give up on them. Usually these things are lifelong. There's no cure. I don't know of a cure for these illnesses, which means lifelong. You're going to be fighting, so never give up. Something that's made a huge difference in my life has been pets. Because you have to take care of them. It doesn't matter how you feel. You don't feel like getting up and taking your puppy for a walk, or getting up early to take him out, or not sleeping because they're sick or you're housebreaking them. But you have to. And children, they need you to care for them. They need you. And that's such a huge thing. You have to push yourself. You have to go beyond your boundaries. You have to do everything you thought you couldn't do. You have to learn how to overcome, and you have to learn how to be Superman and Superwoman to yourself. And you have to figure out how to do all these things you never thought you could do before. Even if that just means having the strength to get out of bed. Because sometimes that can be the hardest thing, is just to have the strength to get out of bed and go about your daily routine, because you really don't feel like it. And it can be so hard. But you go through it and you do it. And something that has helped me tremendously has been detoxifying my own body. Products I use around my home and my children. Personally, I do not take any medication, Western medication, for my invisible illnesses. I read warning labels, and I don't think it's worth the risk. There are plenty out there, Lyrica, different opiate, and they're not for me. It's not worth the risk. I would rather deal with fighting pain and fighting fatigue than to take all these synthetic, possibly addictive things into my body and having them around my kid, my friends' kids, my sister's kids. It's not worth it. Not to me. It may be to you. I've known many people who have been on these long-term medications for different illnesses who have decided that they weren't feeling any better in the long run. So they just stopped taking them. And I'm on that boat as well. But what has helped me has been detoxing and getting rid of all of the fake perfumes and dyes, and watching what I eat, watching what I feed my family, watching what I have in my house, what we are exposed to on a regular basis. These things in your environment affect your health tremendously. They get into your system, be it through your nasal system, through your skin. Things do get into your system through your skin and disrupt your system. That's the big key there, is they are disruptors to different systems in your body. And once you get rid of those disruptors, then you get down to the root that your problem is. And you may not be as sick as you thought you were, to be honest with you, because you started taking care of yourself and you've gotten rid of those toxic things in your home and in your body. So amazingly, you're not as sick as you used to be, and then you can work on actually trying to get better. A lot of these illnesses are modern problems. For example, one of the names for fibromyalgia that the doctors who originally developed the diagnosis, the name and the criteria for it, one of the things they called it was industrial disease, because it did not exist before the Industrial Revolution. They think it may have something to do with the body's inability to process certain toxins, and that there becomes a buildup of these toxins in your system. And these people may be genetically predisposed to it and have environmental factors, yada yada yada. But to make a long story short, it is a modern problem, and it is a modern problem that has come about because of our reliance on synthetics, things that are fake, that we put into our bodies and we use in our environment. Are you eating my hair? You are eating my hair. You're like a goat. And these things that we put into our environment and we put into our bodies, and our bodies aren't designed to handle these things. Your kids' bodies are not designed to have to handle these toxins that they ingest and that they're exposed to on a regular basis. Our pets aren't designed to handle these things. And when our bodies can't handle what we're doing to it, we get sick. That's just how it is. Now see, I have been non-toxic for a couple years now, and my illness, my fibro, and my chronic fatigue has changed. And my personal theory on it is that it has changed to the true problem, because I've gotten rid of all these other things that were affecting me and masking my symptoms or giving me additional symptoms on top of it. Gotten rid of all that, and now what I'm seeing is the actual root of the problem, and now I know what to deal with. Which, if you don't get to the root of the problem, how do you know what to deal with? You're fighting on 100 different lines and you don't know which one to focus on. So that is what I wanted to talk about today. So if you like this video, oh my God, don't chew my chin. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to get more like it. Tap on the little bell to be notified of new videos every time I upload them, and join my Bell Squad. And please leave a comment. I would love to hear your thoughts on invisible illnesses and your experiences, your family's experiences, because it's not just us, it's also everyone we know and love. So keep that in mind, and I will see you next time.